City of Stevens Point Common Council Special Meeting, recorded October 14, 2024.
At 6 o'clock, we'll call the special common council meeting of the City of Stevens Point to order. Clerk, could we please get a roll call?
Christensen.
Here.
Guthrie.
Here.
Keemer.
Here.
Broderick. Burr.
Here.
Steinmetz. Here. Kneebone.
Here.
Shuda.
Here.
Lang.
Here.
Boozy.
Here.
Morrow.
Here.
And everyone is present. We have one item on the agenda, and that is the acquisition of 337 square feet from Nicholas and Abigail Flies for the purpose of connecting Evelyn Court to Maple Bluff Road. Some of you may see this as familiar, and it should be. We'll turn it over to the city attorney and let us know why.
So this is a little bit of an odd one, not because using Chapter 32 to acquire property for this type of thing is weird, but just because of like the kind of fine details here on this particular one. First of all, handed out some changes just now. The only thing in there that really is, in my opinion, kind of worth pointing out is there's some language in there that basically adds up to saying, yes, the city agrees that we will need to acquire temporary limited easements from the property owners if we need to enter upon their remaining parcel for any purposes during the construction of this, and that's customary. You would acquire those anyway, so I didn't have any problem with inserting that. But in short, this is to acquire a very small little parcel, as you can see by the documentation that was contained in the agenda. It's just a little over 300 square feet. The thing that is a little weird about it is that I was contacted and asked to draw up some documentation for this after a sort of deal in principle had been struck, and I kind of wanted to poke around with the details on that a little bit. But just about the same time that I was asked to do that, I found out that our contractors, understandably, had already cleared all the vegetation on the property, which is not great, but also it's kind of understandable because, as you can see, it's this narrow little strip at the very end of where the road will connect to the existing road there on Maple Bluff. So basically, in light of the intrusion upon their private property that had occurred, we kind of sped this up a little bit, and I worked with the property owner's attorney. Now, the dollar amount that you see in there, it essentially represents what the city would likely have been into cost-wise for this had we brought in two different appraisers to do full narrative appraisals on this. So if any of you haven't ever read a full narrative appraisal, you're talking a 60 to 80 page document breaking down the value, the highest and best use, all this stuff for 300 and some square feet of land. That probably would have cost us about $3,500 to $5,500 a piece for those appraisals. So essentially this is just coming to a negotiated agreement to purchase this from the property owners, and the bulk of the language in there is what's necessary for them to waive all of their various avenues of appeal so that this thing is put to rest and we can just continue with the project.
Any questions for the city attorney? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion.
I move approval of the agreement as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Kneebone.
Sure.
Discussion.
Is the property owner or the representative here?
I don't believe so.
Nope.
And the expectation is that we would close on this later this week.
Any additional comments?
The one thing I would ask is that the record here can reflect, or that the movement can add that to incorporate the changes as provided to the council in hard copy today.
Yeah, and that is what I indicated, the agreement as presented tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Christensen. Aye. Guthrie.
Aye.
Keemer.
Aye.
Broderick. Aye. Burr.
Aye.
Steinmetz.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Lang.
Aye.
Boozy.
Aye.
Morrow.
And that's approved. Our agenda is exhausted, and we are adjourned at 6:04.